Yeah, we are.
There we go. YouTube. Who's your data now?
Who's your metadata?
Who's your metadata? No, we don't stream on Facebook anymore.
Oh, right. Fair
That's a
enough.
bad joke.
I got some money out of Meta because of
Really?
some
Oh, me too. Got like
whatever.
$37.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
I spent it immediately, but it
how's
was
everybody
nice to
making all the
have.
money?
My money's. I don't. Part of it, I don't know where. I just spent it.
Yeah.
It was on my PayPal, but then part of it definitely went to covering. Not Mixcloud. I think Mixcloud or Transistor FM. Either my radio shows or the podcasts covering hosting for either of those.
Yeah. No, but I mean, like, just because people come in and look at your stuff?
No, it was part of the class action.
Oh.
Class action deal.
I see.
Yeah. Well,
I mentioned it.
I don't remember what it was, but they used our data to do something, and they didn't totally get our permission. And so, if you've been on the platform long enough and you signed up for the thing, they looked at it and they're like, "Oh yeah, you're probably due some money."
I should have done that. I could have had $37 too.
You definitely, yeah. I mean, you were on it just as long as I was, so you definitely could have.
I joined Facebook to talk to you.
I know.
Oh, man, yeah. Well, they definitely used your data then. Who's your data?
Yeah, I was a MySpace girl before Randy.
Oh,
We're live. Who's your data? That is
who's your
post.
data?
That's the Facebook post on Grawlix Podcast.
All right.
Who's
your metadata?
Yeah. We're live. Who's your data? Anyway,
it's an honest question asked in good faith.
Yeah, that's right. Welcome to Grawlix Nights, the Grawlix Podcast live show. I'm Randy.
I'm Melanie.
And I'm Jesse.
All right, here's what we're gonna talk about. 28 days later. No, 28 years later.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about 28 days later, but 28 years later. That's what we're going to do.
We finally saw the new Danny Boyle movie, 28 Days Later.
We just found out about it. Also, that one game that came out in the 90s, getting a movie, except it's not.
Was that Tekken or something?
Tekken, yeah.
Oh my god. It's so funny. I went through that entire story, that news story.
We were all excited and like confused by it, and then it was like it was old.
It was old. The fact that they specifically said it'll be out on DVD, and I was like, DVD? Are they still advertising things as just being on DVD? Nope, you're reading an article from.
Did that Tekken movie ever actually get made? Did it actually come out on DVD?
I bet it. Tekken.
We probably already solved this mystery, and we were just so old now, because so is that news that we forgot.
There was a Tekken movie that came out in 2009. I'm gonna guess it was that.
It was that movie. Because why would there be two? And if there was, they would have mentioned it in that news article. It's like it would be a sequel, right, or a follow-up, or a reboot.
I have heard. It was not particularly well received, but I think I've since watched a YouTube video about it. I haven't watched it, but
we watched the first half of it, not the second half though.
What, Tekken?
I was to say I've seen both parts of it.
No, it.
Oh, you nerds!
It's the way you said it. You're like, I haven't seen it. You put the emphasis in the wrong syllable.
I meant Tekken. But yeah, we still haven't seen It Chapter 2.
It was fine.
Yeah. I didn't mind the first one. I thought it was good for the most part, but
I feel like the kid stuff is actually the creepiest stuff anyways. So, I mean, like when they get older, it's like it's fine.
Yeah, in the good one, the good version with Tim Curry, that I felt the same.
The adult stuff in that is terrible. Yeah. we'll also talk about something else that I. Peacemaker, not the most recent one, because the most recent one, as of streaming, is on right now.
Yeah.
Right.
So we have not got a chance to watch that, obviously, but we did watch the one from last week. The one that I don't know if there was controversy over, but of course I seen some headlines and some articles about, James Gunn talking about how people have reacted to it.
We both guessed it, though.
I guessed kind of right, but also kind of wrong.
Okay, I guess me too. Then, if you're going with the specifics of what it was, but
right, the organization, but otherwise we are right. And since
I didn't even notice it, so until she said it, and I was like, oh my god, duh.
I noticed it the first time he went out in the world there with his family. I was like, well, because I was thinking to begin with, why would he be a good guy in any world? His dad.
Right. That's what should have tipped me off completely.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
And then when they went out, I was like, oh, okay, I see why. But,
well, let's go ahead and jump into a little Peacemaker talk, because obviously the main thing to talk about is the reveal about this other reality. I figured it was something like that because, and spoilers if you haven't watched last week's episode of Peacemaker.
Episode 6?
I think 6, yeah. His dad, at least in the universe, the main universe, was a KKK guy, like a known KKK guy.
He was like a Grand Dragon or something, which is why that's his character, or the superhero, right?
Yeah.
He's the White Dragon.
Yeah, superhero. So I was like, wait, but he's like, him and their family's super famous in this world. Everybody's driving like pickup trucks, and everything seemed too happy. I was like, there's something up. There's definitely something up. Everybody seems too happy. I didn't connect that there were no people of color.
Right.
And
that's the part I didn't notice. Which is awful. I mean, that's the thing. Was like, it's a masterpiece, James Gunn, and you just made me feel awful.
You just made me racist.
I didn't notice.
Right.
Legit, just full transparency. I wish I had.
I only noticed because I was looking for it, honestly.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I was definitely looking for it going into this episode, because I knew, I didn't get full spoilers, but I knew, like Jesse, you said the other shoe finally dropped, or the other shoe dropped on this next episode. And I was like, I bet I know what that shoe is. And I was close. Mm-hmm. The thing that sent me that I was not expecting was the flag, the reveal with the flag. And I was like, what is there going to be, like 1 star? I was like, we know this is going to be like, some racist KKK version. I didn't expect the swastika on the flag.
Right. Yeah. No, I didn't either.
It cracked me up because I was just not. I was like, oh no, it's straight Nazi.
Yeah.
Nazi America.
It totally gave me Sliders vibes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Which that's never a bad thing.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And I was
okay, maybe season 4 of Sliders, but
right.
And I was like, James Gunn, man, you're on point. You're on point. Yeah. So what do you guys think of that?
It was good. I'm glad James Gunn wasn't canceled.
You're glad what?
Yeah.
James Gunn wasn't canceled.
Right.
Again.
Right.
One of the things I read, I wish I could remember specifics, but basically it was probably a thing he was asked about. If he's got any, or if people have like talked about it being controversial. And he's like, the only people that would consider that controversial, I don't care if they don't watch the show. I don't want them to watch the show. Just,
right.
If you have a problem, if that offends you in some way, look at yourself,
Yeah. If even Chris, Ignorance is Chris, I think is the name of the episode. If even Peacemaker himself is like, crap, then, and you aren't, Yeah, this is not the show for you.
The reaction to, I forget her name. What's her name?
Is it I was trying to figure that out. She's got like an interesting name. Abs, is that what they call her?
I think so.
Mhm.
Yeah, I was like, what is going on? You know, because I was just trying to figure out like who's her doppelganger. That's why it didn't even land on my radar. Even then, I was like, oh no, she's like a bad guy in this world. Oh well, sort of.
Oh, wait, are you talking about? Wait, who are we talking about?
Was she went out to get some air?
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I see what you're saying. In that world,
Yeah.
she's scary.
Yeah, and I was just like, oh man, she's got to be a bad guy. No, well, that's not exactly it.
Go ahead.
I was concerned as soon as they crossed over. I was concerned for her, actually.
Yeah. I really enjoyed though the quirky little psychopath friend.
Yeah.
Coming up of just going over to his doppelganger's house and finding him, and then they're just like
Vigilante or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
And he's like, no way.
And they're like besties,
right?
Up until like, you know,
I really thought he was going to be like super buttoned up and straight laced, yeah. And then they started in, and it was like, whoa! You're like, oh, that's too good.
Yeah. Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. I don't know. When we talked about it last, I said this season feels less eventful. It's not bad.
I'd say it's definitely been a slow burn, because it's just like slowly reintroducing these things and slowly ratcheting up the tension with like Rick Flag Sr. Yeah, and then we get Judo Master back, and he's got to be. He's so weird. He's such a weird character. He's so passive aggressive, and
I don't think they showed him last episode, did they?
Because
he went into the portal.
No. Oh, Judo Master did?
Yeah. He jumped in at the last second.
Yeah, he went in after Chris did.
That won't end well for him.
No. But despite there being like this whole other universe, I think the story is just it's a smaller scale story in a way.
Mm-hmm.
It's not these insect creatures taking over the world.
Right.
It's Chris messing around with a portal to an alternate dimension.
Well, then Harcourt is like super domestic over there. It's like, well, you know, in a Nazi world, she's not so angry.
Right.
I get it. You know, like what is it that? Wow.
Well, you know, women are in their place, so of course they're happy there.
Of course they're happy. Yeah.
Yeah, no, you know.
Is this next episode the finale?
Oh, I hope not. I feel like it's just finally getting going.
They had
They
had 8 episodes last season, so I'm assuming they were going to do the same this time, but I could be wrong.
You know, you're right. There's 8 episodes, but today's episode is episode 7. So there's tonight, and there is another episode after. It looks like, at least.
That makes sense. Okay. It's like because they just revealed the conflict. We've got to have at least, you know, they've got to at least like get knocked down by the conflict, and then we can have the finale where they rise above it or at least escape it. Do you think that so speculation, and who knows, maybe we'll find the answer to this, you know, in this new episode. Do you think this universe invades the Prime universe then?
No,
because all we've really seen other than you know, that universe is Chris chasing down Chris. We really haven't seen anyone even get close to coming into the regular dimension.
Right. And they've established a bunch of Argus characters over on that side that could potentially come over and tangle with Argus characters on this side or whatever on the main side.
And you'd think they would be getting the same pings interdimensional whatevers. But
Right.
maybe they're not worried about it. I don't know. Lex Luthor.
Maybe they. Oh yeah, Lex Luthor popped up. I forgot about that.
Yeah, it made me realize how tall that guy is. I never pictured him as being tall, but like when he walked in, I was like, dude, that's not him, is it? Is he really that tall? But I guess he is tall. It
Nicholas
surprised me.
Holt.
Yeah.
Since we mentioned, I want to mention real quick. The other night I watched Superman for the 4th time.
Oh wow!
I've rewatched it 3 times in under a month and 4 times overall.
And he likes it more every time.
I kind of do. The star rating has increased every time. It's at 5 now.
This is outpacing Man of Steel. Not this.
Oh
movie.
yeah, for sure. Yeah. I don't know, man. It's just like it's kind of a comfy movie, right? Like it's fun.
Oh yeah.
There's good like.
Oh, you can just have it on in the background. Absolutely.
Right, and there's some good emotional punches, but it's also just like. Not that it's low stakes, but especially after you've seen it, it's low stakes. You know what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But, yeah, whatever. I like it.
Hey, man, whatever hope you can find, and it's a hopeful movie. That's what I dig about it.
Here's a crazy thing. I think last weekend went to rewatch The Batman, which I think is still conceptually one of my favorite Batman movies.
Mm-hmm.
I got 20 minutes in and then was like, I'm going to go do other stuff. I stopped watching it.
It's definitely not a hopey movie.
Right.
I mean, it's by the end, but it takes a while to get there.
Mm-hmm.
It's a different pace. Pace.
Well, and Batman is always dark, it's meant to be dark. And that's not Superman. He's the light side of the coin,
Yeah.
But ironically, what I like about both of those movies is they both aren't perfect. They're both getting the crud kicked out of them.
Right.
Both of them. I love a Batman that can face plant and just get up. I like that.
A Batman who should be dead because there's that one in particular. There's that one crash he takes where he bounces off the bridge or whatever. He should be dead.
Come on, Steve-O.
Yeah.
Right.
Just stay down.
Well, it's because he had not his real dad to help keep him safe a lot too.
You're not. That pops in my head. I did, of course, first 20 minutes. I did see that where he has that first conversation with Alfred in the movie, and he does pull the you're not my dad, and I just can't help but hear you're not my real dad every time.
Yeah.
He is the very emo, moody Batman, but that's all right. It's the Batman would deserve.
It really is.
Yeah, I don't know what else to say about Peacemaker. Oh, who's the guy that was in Argus that is not there this season? I swear there's a guy. Melanie mentioned it.
Yeah.
I
feel it.
Let me look up the season 1 cast.
Because there's the chubby guy that is still there that gave everybody up real easy.
Right.
Economos?
Yes.
Yeah.
He didn't even really get tortured, and he's spilling all the beans.
That idiot, man. He just play it cool. Be like, oh hey, I'm Chris's friend. Boom.
Yeah.
You're probably not gonna get stabbed.
Yeah.
Probably.
Right. Just say you work for Argus, man.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah, I can't find it. We don't need to waste time on this. I thought there was another 11th Street Kid or whatever it is they call their group that hardly shows up in this season, but I could be wrong.
Or isn't there at all?
Yeah.
I could be wrong, but I felt there was maybe it's somebody whose head got blown off or something. I don't know. There was another straight man or something that's missing now, but I could be wrong.
I'm really curious to see how the other shoe drops with the dad now, how quickly the dad will just turn on, this Peacemaker.
Right.
And Eagly can just mess up a kitchen and nobody cares.
Uh-huh. Well, they cleaned it up. If they hadn't, I think maybe he would have freaked out when he showed up. But
that's the one thing I do agree with Economos on is like, what, we just go from dimension to dimension to clean up Eagly's messes.
Mm-hmm.
And Eagly's just like, shut up.
Yeah.
Yep.
How did you feel about, I don't know if that was in this episode or the episode before, but that whole thing with the Eagle Hunter guy and
Michael Rooker.
Yeah, the Eagle Council or whatever that showed up.
Like how everybody is just calling him out for being racially insensitive and cultural appropriation. Like, yeah. That was crazy.
James Gunn has said he's not above using him in another role again in the DC universe, and then he joked that he might be the next Flash. But
he's how many times has he used him? Because he used him in the Suicide Squad too, didn't he?
I think I think twice. He might have been a voice in Creature Commandos. I could be wrong, but he was in Suicide Squad. Got killed off real fast.
Yeah. He was one of the early. He was the A team, right? Or the
I think so,
or whatever it was called.
Yeah. And then this character who really only lasted like 3 episodes maybe. I do like the idea if he just keeps bringing him back for these characters that
die.
Just these crazy ridiculous roles and it just gets killed over and over.
Mm-hmm.
He'll be the Kenny of this series.
But he's a James Gunn staple. He's been I think he's been in everything since Slither, which Slither was James Gunn's first movie that as a director. So
he likes to keep people.
Yeah.
I enjoy it every time I see him show up in a James Gunn movie. So yeah, Peacemaker's good. I'm liking it, but I mean, like it's a slower burn, which is ironic because I feel like the other thing that we're going to talk about is a slower burn than I expected, but I liked it too.
Oh, sure. I will say real quick too, this episode, I noticed written and directed by James Gunn. So I was like, oh, this must be a significant episode. If he's like, okay, let me behind the camera. I'm going to direct this one.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a good segue, Jesse, into what we're going to, our main attraction, our feature topic.
Yeah, because it's coming in 2s and only one of them is directed by the director, I noticed.
Yes. Wait, it's coming in. Yes. I know what you're still talking about.
Yeah.
The sequel. Or apparently it's going to come in 3s.
Oh, really?
Apparently. Okay, so what we're talking about is 28 years later.
Mm-hmm.
We've all watched it.
Yep.
It's somewhat recent, or at least on streaming. That's new. That's new enough for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just landed on Netflix. So.
Right.
Yeah.
Also, Melanie and I are going to try. I don't know if she's going to on the weekends, but we're going to try the whole 31 horror movies in October thing. So a horror movie a day, which is not unusual for me to watch a bunch of horror movies in October, but to stick to like a movie a day, that might be, that might be kind of tough.
Speaking of, are we still slated to have a crossover episode in the near future?
I was wondering about that earlier today, actually.
Okay,
I thought so.
I think we agreed to a day, and I can't remember what it is, but it's in my emails, I'm sure.
What movie was it?
I don't recall agreeing to anything.
Oh, yeah.
I think it will be during our normal time, anyways. I think.
Oh, okay.
Right.
But I believe it was Alien. We were trying to lean it towards Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but I think it was Alien.
Right.
Was the winner.
Yeah, I'll have to double check that conversation.
I do enjoy a rewatch of that, but
I forgot all about that.
I started as soon as we started talking about Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I was like, "Oh, we should talk about that." We got some good info from that watch along where Granddad and the one gal was at the Q&A afterward.
October 23rd.
Okay, so we got some time.
Yeah,
we got enough time to forget about it entirely.
Yeah.
I'm so used to Matty D. He must be busy. I'm so used to, or he's just like, they'll remember. They better remember. When it gets time to something like that, he's Johnny on the spot with reminders and stuff. But I'm not saying he's doing wrong. We got invitation, all that, so it's probably on a calendar I have somewhere.
They had grand ambitions with this thing, so I imagine he's just going in order. He's worrying about each episode as they come, and I think we are later on the docket.
Are we live streaming that with them?
That I don't know. I would assume not.
Okay, good.
I can't imagine that he.
I don't think we
trust his co-hosts enough to do it live. I don't know.
Matty D could do live, but the co-host, we're thinking of one specific co-host, and if you listen to the show, you probably know who. If you listen to middle-aged movie reviews, you know who we're talking about.
I'm pretty sure he would even agree with this.
Yeah, I don't think he wants to do live shows. I think he's even said that that's a bad idea. So, which means we probably won't have a stream October 23rd, a Grawlix stream, but that'll result in a cool crossover episode. So,
yeah.
So, 28 years later, I need to stop doing that. Was our number? Our August,
the only one we haven't mentioned is 28 weeks later.
Which
we don't
need to mention that one.
I'm not a fan of that one.
Look, 28 years later is like one of my top movies of all time.
28 days later.
28 days later, excuse me. And I saw 28 weeks later, and that is not anywhere on my list.
Isn't it?
This is going to be like the worst version of Who's on First that ever was.
Wait, what movie are we talking about?
We're not going to be able to get any of this straight. Yeah, no, I'm sorry. We kind of talked over Melanie. The 28 Days Later is one of your favorite movies.
Yeah, it's one of my favorites. The next one, the second one, 28 Weeks Later, is trash. I don't acknowledge it.
I only watched it.
Go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. Keep talking.
28 Years Later is what we recently watched.
Yes. Right.
And that one, I'm okay with. But go ahead, Randy.
I was just going to say that was our October 1st. That was our number one.
Yeah.
In our journey of 31 horror movies. Tomorrow night, we'll be doing Christine and The Thing because we're going to go to John Carpenter double feature at Drive-In.
Yep.
Oh, fun.
And tonight, I don't know what we're going to watch, but we're going to watch it probably right after this. We're done streaming, more or less.
I kind of want to watch Somnium.
Okay. We're going to watch Somnium.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about that one. 28 years later. Ooh, who wants to jump into this first? What do we think of this? Were you excited?
I was interested in it. I think enough time had passed because I feel the same way about 28 days and 28 weeks. I remember thinking it was fine, but I remember being very disappointed in it because it was 28 weeks because it was like so tonally different. It just felt like they were just cashing in on the fact that 28 Days Later did so well.
Yes.
And the whole zombie thing, it was like, hey, this zombie thing's not going away yet, so let's jump on. And they jumped on, but it was like right as it was like, yeah, there's so much zombie stuff out there that it better be good. Otherwise, we don't care, And it wasn't. And it was Jeremy Renner in that too. I mean, I was like a little too Hollywood. It was like they were like, ooh, we could go a little more Hollywood with this. And that was not the play.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree. That's my beef with it too. Is it didn't feel like an interesting story or somebody had a specific vision. It felt like this needs a sequel. We can make more money. And you're right about the timing. Is 28 Days Later was super early, which was the Dawn of the Dead remake before or after?
I think Dawn of the Dead beat it.
28 Days Later was 2002. So I'd say 28 Days Later kind of kicked off the zombie thing because they weren't zombies.
Well, that was
in that they were infected. Although
that was a big part of the reason that I liked it so much because they weren't zombies, which is I had a difficult time a little bit even with this new one, but I didn't really get into it so much. But that they weren't zombies. It wasn't like some kind of supernatural thing. It was just that it was like super rage or something. But people, like, they would starve them and they would die. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I was a little confused in this one if that was still the case, and especially with like that different levels of them, like the alphas and stuff. That kind of confused me a bit. I'm like, I am not sure exactly what's going on here, but still, it had enough other cool stuff that I will forgive.
Yeah. Yeah, I would agree. I was like, it's definitely not perfect, you know, but like, what is anymore? Right. But there was enough stuff that was like, oh, dang, I've never seen that before, you know, where I'm like, wow, okay, they're going this direction. And then they went, and then they'd show us something else. And I was like, man, all of this is fascinating. I don't know if it all works together or not, but all like individually, it's a pretty cool little mishmash collage, whatever it is.
You know, sorry, another thing that I don't really understand. Okay, I get doing a quarantine, but if there is an island that is separate from the other landmass that is clearly not infected, why would that still be part of the quarantine?
Because it's sometimes connected and could be infected. You know what I mean? Like, they've got that weird land bridge thing going on.
I get that, but you know, it should be easy enough to determine. I think that they should be able to rescue people, but that's just my opinion.
I honestly thought that the mom was some new version of infected.
Sure. Yeah. Because like her introduction is she's raging out in her bed. One of the characters in this refers to them as zombies. So
yeah.
And I know it's not necessarily like in world, the people don't necessarily differentiate, like the characters don't know, like, no, these aren't zombies, these are whatever. But I don't know. I thought that was interesting that the film itself is just like, whatever.
Yeah.
Well, I think like what, almost 30 years in, it'd be like, you don't get so pedantic about a thing after a while. You're just like, yeah, they're zombies.
That's the most,
you know, what else are you going to call them?
Right. The most unbelievable part to me of the whole thing is that there'd still be any normal people left to turn at this point after 30 years. It seems hard to believe that there would still be enough people surviving in pockets for them to still be turning people into whatever they are.
Right. And
well,
I guess
enough of them to create the slow and lows.
Yeah.
Like, they've got to be eaten pretty on the regular to get like that.
Yeah, but they're eating bugs and stuff. So that's you know.
That's true.
That's a weird... I guess maybe the idea is that they don't move a lot. But it's weird. You wouldn't think they'd be able to generate that much fat just off eating worms. You know what I mean?
Well, but if they're eating a lot but not moving much, it would make sense. Because, you know, how many, I mean, when one chunk of ground, you could probably find quite a few bugs, possibly, depending, you know. Especially if you, I don't know if they showed them, but if they were like digging, have you ever gone like hunting for worms? You can find a whole lot of worms in one chunk of ground. You just have to be patient and not move a lot, and then
I had heard mixed things about it, both that it was good and that it was not good or disappointing. And so I don't know, I was cautiously optimistic, but I was initially intrigued. That first trailer, those first couple trailers they dropped was great, and I was actually a little surprised to see they used that poem song track thing in the movie in that sequence towards the beginning where it's like cutting to also movie clips and stuff. I was like, oh, okay, this is a style. But also I knew Danny Boyle, the director of the original, was back for this one, so that had given me more hope. And it definitely, there's little things I know that they were kind of doing to kind of harken back a little bit to the original, but it is not like the original. It was like one of the earliest, maybe one of the biggest or highest profile movies shot on digital. It looks rough, so I know they made a point to sometimes shoot some of this on modern, on like iPhones, but I seen one of the rigs, and like it's an iPhone, but also then strapped to a giant cinema camera lens. So it's like, I mean, it's kind of shot on iPhone.
At that point, what's the point? Yeah,
right, right.
Come on.
But as a sequel, maybe I think the most off-putting thing is like the original. I think worked so well because it felt very grounded, and this works on some like surreal, nonsense logic sometimes. Just things that don't really, I don't know. Like they bump into that guy that they're looking for. It's so interesting because it sets up so much tension, but then at certain points of the story, it's like, you're like, oh man, it's going to be hard for them to get there. Nope. They're just there. Yeah. It's fine. They didn't see anybody on the way. They're just there. I do also want to say, Danny Boyle doesn't know this, but I think his preferred way for someone to watch this movie should be sitting next to Melanie, at least for the first half, because that will ratchet your anxiety up 100-fold.
Well, because I was full of anxiety, and so I was literally like half sitting, half standing, and like clutching my stuff and maybe breathing a little heavy because I get very into everything that I watch. It's true. I can't help it. I identify with the characters. That's what happens. I'm sorry.
It is effective at its tension and anxiety for a big chunk of the movie,
especially for the first part. Yeah. Like after you've been on the mainland for a little while, I don't know if it works as well, but like at the beginning, I was like, man, I don't know, this is intense. Is this whole movie going to be like that? And then the pace changes quite a bit, But
if it hadn't changed, I don't think I would have liked the movie as much because I was having a hard time, honestly.
Yeah,
Melanie was, I think, annoyed with me when I did this, but at one point, because of how worked up she seemed to be, I paused it and was like, we don't have to watch this movie. If
you did a check-in, yeah.
The main thing is like if it's a very like tense movie, she'll be all over her chair, she'll be standing up, sitting down, like doing all this thing, which is a lot going on. But it was the heavy breathing. I was like, you're like getting exasperated by this. So I was
I don't know why you don't know me by now.
I do.
I will hold my breath when someone is drowning. I do. I don't do it intentionally, but I do it every single time. And then I'll be like, if you don't know that,
then we can't watch movies where people drown because that is dangerous to your health.
Well, I can't.
What happened to Melanie? She drowned. How? We were watching a movie where someone drowned.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd pass out at least.
But the pace does change at a certain point. Like there's still kind of tension, but it does. There's like definitely a few scenes where it gets that like Danny Boyle trippy, almost mellow sequence. It does that a couple times.
Oh yeah, that doctor fella had some good drugs to make that boy not care that he just
spoilers by the way.
Yeah, so that he just got rid of his mom and then handed him her skull. I mean, Jesus, that's crazy. And he took it very well. So like I said,
but that doctor, man, he was just like, where do we put him?
Yeah.
Like, after you've been out there for 28 years,
Right.
You're going to be a trippy dude. I loved how they were like talking about him too. And he was like, no, he's lost his mind. He just was like waving at us. He's just surrounded by dead people. He's just waving at us. And so all the stories are just like, he's lost it. He lost the plot, man.
It's crazy because he's doing the thing that you're supposed to do when there's an infection,
Right. Around that point in the movie, when we get the story of him, and then the kid like starts the thing on fire, and that is when the pace changes a bit. But that's also kind of where a little bit, at least I checked out. At least not of the movie. I checked out of the characters. I was like, at this point, she's dead for sure. and the kid is an idiot. So
Yeah,
sucks for him, I
yeah.
guess. Yeah, they did the thing where they made characters make such stupid decisions at times that I was like, I don't really care for these characters anymore. So that's a little bit of a bummer on my behalf, but
Yeah, this was like I said, this is like they threw a lot in here. I did some of it I didn't see coming at all. Like I kind of assumed maybe that the whole world was kind of regressed into this almost like hunter forager, like they did that whole weird thing with the is that the Swiss flag that they had? I don't know. They were doing almost like a propaganda style film at the beginning where they were like,
right.
here are your jobs. You're a forager. You're a hunter. Da 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 da.
Mhm.
And then you kind of get the vibe that even that has moved forward or whatever. And so we've got almost like a Robin Hood kind of Alexandria style system in the island that is not infected but close to the mainland.
Right.
And then then you get over into the mainland, and then boom, we've got like a dude with a cell phone and whatnot, and they've got high power military tactical gear, and they've wrecked their boat too close to the quarantine zone.
Mhm.
And so like the rest of the world has just moved on. We've just
Right.
given up the UK essentially.
Yeah.
I feel like, I mean, maybe that's how they would do it. It doesn't matter. We don't need to like question if that's how that would actually go down.
But it's fascinating. Like it created this interesting world, and then like even the ecology of the infected has really changed, and we're seeing a lot of new wrinkles in that. Whereas like maybe too many new wrinkles. I don't know. But also I was just like, wow, could that like, is that happening? Because there's a very poignant scene. I mean, where I mean, you get some foreshadowing too. You get to see a pregnant infected wandering around, and then later on, it's Chekhov's pregnant gal, I guess. It's like, oh, we're gonna see this happen.
Yeah.
And they're so quick to be like, it's not infected, but it's like, but how do you know? Like, I guess
the
it's
magic of the placenta.
No, it's because of the ice. Well, yeah, the magic of the placenta. But yeah, no,
it's such a. He's like, oh, that's it. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
He has no diagnostic tools or anything. He's just like, oh, it's the placenta.
It doesn't make any sense. And so then is the thought then that the alpha, I can't remember what the doctor guy called that alpha.
I wish they didn't call it an alpha. Like that just becomes it's become such a stupid thing to call anything.
Well, they have that soldier guy from outside, that comments on that. Though his point of reference for an alpha is like a Wall Street bro, which I guess makes sense. But so was that his baby? Is that what
that's what they never said it, but I think that's kind of what they were implying.
Yeah, I agree.
I was still thinking zombie movie, so I was like, when she first popped up, I was like, well, she probably just wasn't pregnant when she got infected.
Right. That's what I was thinking.
Right, but that's obviously that's not.
These aren't zombies. This is just a rage disease. So
right,
they turned him into Jason Momoa, and then he had to get everybody pregnant.
Right.
This movie falls apart so quickly, and yet I did enjoy it. I enjoyed it quite a bit.
Yeah, I did
I'm
too.
surprised at how much I enjoyed it. So yeah,
I really like the doctor, even though that was one of the weirdest parts of it. I like the doctor and his whole, memento mori crap. It was wonderful.
Yeah, it was so bonkers and strange, but visually interesting, and he was so chill, but also so macabre. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the whole like, here, put it where it should be, man.
Yeah.
The doc abides.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was happy to see it was Ralph Fiennes. I wasn't super familiar with who was in this movie going into it, so he's good.
Perfect for that role. Yeah.
The doc abides. Yeah. Oh, he's he might be getting high on his own supply occasionally. He's too mellow.
Oh man, he had a fair amount of morphine.
Yeah.
Well, what were all those flowers growing around that they kept running through? I mean, maybe they were poppies. Who knows?
Probably.
Let's talk about the ending, because there's a very sudden and brief tonal shift.
Right.
I don't know. Tonally, the movie's very strange because it's very tense in the first half. You've got some occasionally almost what you might call back in the day MTV style editing. And then it gets kind of trippy and meditative. And then Teletubby jabronis.
The Teletubby worked in. Oh my goodness.
If there wasn't a tie-in both to the beginning and to the sequel, I think I would have hated that. But the fact that it tied in at least to the beginning, and especially actually to the sequel, makes it okay, I feel.
I'm a little annoyed by the end. If they'd have just left it with the kids just out on the, I actually would have been better with it if it was dropped, if it stopped while he's making fish or something, right?
Yeah.
While he's cooking the fish. And it's like, okay, well, that's, whatever. But then it takes that shift and then it's just over. And it's like, wait, there's one plot line that got resolved.
They were sprinkling the Jimmy bits all the way through. Like Jimmy was just on the side of a thing. And then I think they wrote Jimmy on that one dude that was hung upside down.
Right. You're right.
With the bag over his head or whatever at the beginning. And so then, we finally got to see oh, that's Jimmy. And there's his cross and the whole thing from the beginning. I was like, oh, I guess I was like a red herring where I was like, oh, maybe this guy is, what's his name? Taylor or whatever.
Yeah.
Because they just went straight from that to this. And it was like, oh, this is what happened to that guy. Nope. Come to find out, he wears a tracksuit. They do a little capoeira. Holy cow. Yeah. Can they take out a zombie crew?
Yeah.
Forces everybody to dye their hair blonde for some reason.
Yeah.
Well, the sequel is going to happen. The sequel is not going to be directed by, I mean, it's the trailer is already out months ago or something. But
what's it called? 28 months later?
28 years later, The Bone Temple. And
okay.
Apparently this will be part 2 of three. So
I don't know if I'm in for a whole trilogy, but this first one was interesting enough that I was game for it. Yeah. I don't know if I'll be game for 2 more, but I was game for this first one, and I like what I got overall.
Right. The trailer, I was like, so are they? Because I had heard before watching this that there was going to be, I thought, a spinoff, but no, this is like a direct sequel, because if you watch the trailer, it's got all the characters in it all the characters from the first one. They're in the next one, which annoyed me a little bit more, because it's like there's at least 2 solid plot lines that they dropped, or that they just leave dangling for the sequel. But yeah, I don't know. I liked it. I will say, I gave it 3.5. Which is maybe a little lower than I was expecting to give it, but 3.
I was slightly confused though with, okay, why would the dad not go and search for his son right away? Why would he wait for a baby to show up and then get all upset and go look for him?
Because they don't go search for people.
Huh?
They don't send people out to search for people anymore. That's what I assume, because they established, you would think the dad would still go.
Right.
But they established they won't send anybody over for anybody that's out there. They learned that lesson.
Yeah, I don't.
Still, they do a foraging run every once in a while, right? And isn't that his job? So it seems like he would just be like, "All right, well, let's do our next run."
Yeah. The kid had talked about the doctor enough not just to his dad, but to other people too. That you would think
Right.
he would have an idea of where he was headed, maybe, especially having taken his mom. That would be a liability.
Right.
They maybe just assumed the kid was dead, you know, like, oh, well, he went out on his own. He barely made it back the first time. And he took his mom.
I got this chick on the side. I'll start over.
Yes. Well, and she,
Right.
man, like her thing, she went feral. That's why I really still thought it was just like, I mean, like we were seeing evolutions of the infected with the alpha and whatnot. I thought maybe she was slowly going alpha. Like
Mhm.
this
Oh,
is
right.
maybe how an alpha is made, but no, flip that on me.
Mm-hmm. Oh, she's got cancer.
Right.
Have fun.
It was kind of a bummer.
It was a big bummer.
Oh, big time, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not surprised. That made sense, but
Mhm.
Oh yeah, absolutely, and probably better that it was that than some ridiculous other thing, because they had enough ridiculous other things for us to chew on anyhow.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, but I was still thinking it was just going to be like, she's got trauma or something like that, rather than, oh, she's got cancer all over the place.
Right.
Word. Okay, we'll just drop it. Yeah, I don't really have anything else to say about it, so
I'm glad that it's there. It definitely makes up for like I'm glad that 28 weeks later isn't the last of it, like this that helped like bring it back a little bit. And yeah, I don't know, it did some things that I never expected to see in a zombie or zombie adjacent franchise. So I was like, man, I got to give it props for at least a couple of these things.
And there's definitely style to it, and it was Danny Boyle seems like the kind of director who wouldn't want to go into it just repeating the same thing. He'd want to do something different. And the writer of it, who also wrote the original and has done a lot of interesting movies, but Alex Garland.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
One more comment I just want to make real quick, because I like the Doctor character. I don't understand why he seems to be against killing off the infected when he doesn't seem to have any problem helping the non-infected pass away. It would be to his benefit to get rid of them, or at least the ones that keep bothering him. That whole bit kind of confused me a little bit too.
It almost feels like an I Am Legend kind of thing, where it's like, he's kind of decided that it's their world now, and he's just a leftover.
Yeah, I guess maybe.
Good point. He's just cleaning up.
Yeah.
He's remembering the dead, or remembering death, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
He's setting up his
setting up the sequel, Bone Temple.
Right.
The imagery is cool, I mean, even the thumbnail that you get on like Netflix is just like the Tower of Bones and skulls and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and having like where they're in, the yellow flower field is a striking scene that sticks in mind, where you've got this beautiful like landscape, but it's still like so tense. It's like, oh, it looks beautiful, but it's a horrible, disgusting world. They're gonna die soon. You just know it. Where's the zombies? So that's pretty effective.
Oh man, and then that tense moment where they like get chased up into that house, and then the house collapses.
Right.
Like, what?
Right.
Holy cow! But also, like, I guess that's legit.
Right. Anything else about this?
Nope.
I don't know.
Well, I think that's amazing.
You know what else is amazing? The dawn of the universe. And we thought we had it pretty much figured out. until the James Webb Telescope. And then that launched and spotted some red dots back in the beginning before there should have been any light that we could detect. So this would have been like at a time before there would have been enough stars, if there were any, to form a like galaxy or a group big enough for us to see. So either we are wrong about when the universe started, or these are something that we hadn't seen before. So the scientists basically got together and started running some simulations and stuff. And right now, the theory that they've come out with is that these are black hole suns. So basically, they're massive.
Won't you come?
Yep. They're massive black holes surrounded by a thick atmosphere of hydrogen gas that's spinning so quickly that it's heated into a glowing plasma like a sun. So it's just one giant star rather than a galaxy, with a black hole as the center. And so that theory ties everything up pretty nicely, and the models all fit into like our universe and our physics and stuff. So that's what they're going to go with. But of course, they're going to try to get more data and more research is necessary before there's any kind of conclusive answer. But I just thought that was pretty cool. Black hole sun. And that's probably what it was.
Yeah.
Man,
yep.
I love it when the dawn of the universe is all about like Seattle grunge.
Right.
That's right. Soundgarden was really ahead of its time.
my brain won't leave that. But I also think that every time that the CERN's Hadron Collider goes off, like the dawn of the universe just changes. It's just like Ed McMahon used to carry around those big checks, except then you do a Google search and they're like, dude never had a big check. He never went to anybody's house with a big check. That never happened. And then Berenstein Bears is the Berenstein.
Wait,
Bears.
who did the checks then?
I don't know.
Something clearinghouse.
They never brought big checks to anybody's house, I guess.
No, that's
I remember that.
I remember it too, but apparently we misremembered.
Nope, that's another one of them Mandela effects.
I see somebody with a bit. Wait, that looks too new of a picture.
Yeah, I swear that he used to show up in those commercials with a big check.
Yeah, I think so too.
You just won the Publishers Clearinghouse sweepstakes.
Like a big check and some balloons and something else. I can't remember. Maybe confetti. I don't know. Something.
Who was it?
Ed McMahon.
Ed
McMahon. That's the only thing I knew him from. I was like, oh, he's on Johnny Carson. What else does he do? Oh, he's that Publishing Clearinghouse thing, right? Oh, nope. He never did that. Well, at least not the big check thing.
He did do, let's see, there's some American Family sweepstakes. American Family Publishers. Is that the same thing then? Publishers?
Maybe.
I don't know. I do see a bunch of pictures of, he did something with American Family sweepstakes. So,
well, I think the Mandela effect is that he was with Publishers Clearing House.
Oh, okay.
Wait, I found something. What is this? Oh, that's loud. Hold on. I found something. This is not going to do anybody any favors that is listening to this still because it's video. My apologies. But hold on. Let me find. How do I share my screen? I'll go ahead and share audio. Ooh, that might be dicey. We'll see.
Yeah, see, Roseanne knows.
How are you supposed to be?
Well, I'm Ed McMahon. You won our special Halloween jackpot.
Okay. What is a refrigerator, a poolside dressing room?
I'm sorry, this is bad radio.
poolside dressing room and Ed McMahon.
What is an amana, a cabana, and a famous second banana?
Okay. Yeah. So
But in that clip, he's carrying a big check, which he never did. Like he never delivered a big check to anybody,
right.
not even in the commercials.
Next, they're going to be trying to say that Wilford Brimley didn't have diabetes, and that's just crap.
But why is the joke
Yeah.
that he shows
I
up?
think it's the Hadron Collider, man. Every time they fire that thing up, we're in a different universe.
So
But we remember bits of an old universe.
listeners, what we just watched was a clip from Roseanne, the TV show, and Ed McMahon shows up with a giant check, like she won some sweepstakes. Why would that be the joke? Why would they have him? Maybe just because he did sweepstake stuff, and at that point, people like associate sweepstake stuff with somebody showing up with a giant check, I guess. But I don't know. You can't say he never did it. I just watched it.
Yeah.
Right.
Anyway, we should probably wrap up the show. We're just watching Roseanne clips now.
How do you know it's time to end? We go to YouTube.
When we're on some Mandela effect.
We're on
Junk.
YouTube. We're streaming to YouTube. We're on YouTube, and we're talking about the Mandela effect again.
Right.
Again.
And it's audio only. There's no
And
not
it's
even
audio
video on
only.
YouTube.
Oh man, y'all love this. This is the Grawlix way.
All right. Jess, you got anything you want to mention before we bounce out of here? Got anything going on?
I am going to NukeCon tomorrow. So if you want to chat podcasting with me, if you're in the like Council Bluffs, Omaha area, pop on down to the Mid-America Center and I'll be there. And we could just talk about whatever. But if you want to talk Grawlix because you heard about me and heard about this here, come see me. I'll be free.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be looking for people to talk about cool stuff with. So do it.
Melanie, you got anything?
No.
Okay. At some point this month, most likely, we will be this month-ish. We'll be talking about Uzumaki. Is that how it's pronounced? Other than that, since we're going to the drive-in tomorrow night, there won't be a live Edge of the Abyss, but I'll have a replay Edge of the Abyss. Probably pick one of the ones I played for October last year. Here on Helix Rock Radio, rockradio.live. And
I know what we're reading next month.
Do you? What are we reading next?
Oh, I knew it.
Somehow I knew.
Oh, you knew, but did you know? Did you know which one?
I did not. I didn't even know that the Smurfs game.
Exactly. You didn't know this one existed.
You're right.
For our audio only listeners, the Gambling Smurfs.
The Gambling Smurfs.
It's quite a
That's Brainy Smurf has lost his pants in a game of cards. He's in a barrel, just like you used to do in cartoons. Man,
Yep.
if you lost everything, there were just barrels everywhere, apparently. So if you ever lost your clothes, you just picked up a barrel and you ran with it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Barrels are free, apparently.
I didn't know that the Smurfs were even into gambling, but there's a whole story about how they are. So
I didn't know they had a
that's
currency.
definitely. They did what?
I didn't know they had a currency.
Who knew? I don't think they did until this, And then
Oh,
it's like
that's-
well, their currency is Smurf berries. It's always Smurf
Oh,
berries.
okay. That makes sense. All right. Well,
we're gonna have to track that down.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks everybody for listening to Grawlix Podcast. Hey, check out more grawlixpodcast.com, GRAWLIX podcast.com. Monday, the audio episode of our Absolute Batman Volume 1 review will be going up on the podcast feed, which has not had a new episode in 2 years.
Bringing it back,
Wow.
y'all.
I thought for sure the Doctor Who ones we put up there were more recent. Nope, 2 years. So the goal will be first Monday of every month. We'll have some type of audio episode to go up. But if you're just gonna watch the streams, you're gonna catch it like weeks before that anyway. So
Oh yeah, you'll get it.
the streams is where it's at.
That's right.
Speaking of where it's at, rockradio.live, Helix Rock Radio. See you guys next week. Or
Bye.
Bye. Hey, YouTube, also where it's at. Bye.
Where it's at.
Bye.
Bye.